Welcome back to Real Topics with Kids.
I'm Charlene.
And I'm Archer.
And this is a show about where we have real, honest conversations about real life things with
kids.
And today we're going to talk about
virtual school.
So this week we did virtual school on the road. Archer and I drove 4 hours across a desert, and he was still able to participate in class.
That was really cool.
First, we would like to shout out to T-Mobile for unlimited data if you would like to sponsor us. But really, through 4 hours of driving, you were on my cell phone.
Yes. And I got to attend most of my classes. So in my class, we do books every Wednesday, which is the day we were driving. We do a scene about the book. We do a scene or two about the book we're doing. I got to be this character named Ivan. Every time outside of the quotation points, when he wasn't talking, but when he was thinking, I got to be him.
And that was something you were able to do from the car.
Yeah.
On top of Archer being able to participate in the classes, I got to listen in on some of the classes, and I feel like I learned a lot.
And I still feel a little offended.
I know. So I will say, typically, I do my work at home, and Archer does his work at home, and we really don't listen to each other's work. So this was a bit unusual for us. And here's the first thing I learned. One, I think, so virtual school is obviously working out really well for us, and we love Archer's school, and that's pretty amazing. And one thing that I think is the difficult thing is we now have what I would call 2 pain points.
What's a pain point?
Yes, I learned this word very recently from some awesome people I'm working with. It's where, like, when something is really difficult. So, like, sometimes we all do jobs, and then sometimes there's things that get in the way of us being able to do our job really well.
Like only being able to do one thing or not being able to fully concentrate.
Sure, that would definitely be a pain point. I found really interesting, and I found this in my work too, is technology brings us so many awesome things, but then if you have trouble using the technology or the technology is not working,
it doesn't work out really well, and especially if you're a kid, you can get really upset.
Yeah. So tell us about a time when, like, you were trying to use a technology and it got very frustrating.
We were doing a Kahoot.
And what's a Kahoot?
A Kahoot is this online game. It's actually really cool. And then there are questions you have to answer correctly. You get points, and at the end, there's a first, second, third place, and it's all really cool. I was in Chinese class, and I was frustrated because the buttons on the laptop, they wouldn't work. And I got really frustrated. And that day, one of my other classmates also got frustrated.
And I think what I would say was, as an observer, is now there's sort of 2 pain points with school. Is one is if you don't know the answers, right? Like,
yeah, your teachers aren't right there right now to help you with say if it's math. They can't see if your lines are uneven or stuff like that.
The other is if, like, the technology doesn't work. And I found this at work too. When the technology doesn't work, when our whole lives and communication is around that can be really difficult.
Yeah.
But on the other end, I will say that I got to witness some amazing teachers doing amazing things.
Like my history class and that cliffhanger.
I think that we always appreciated awesome teachers, and even more so the kindness and patience that they show, and the inclusivity and the willingness to answer 4,000 questions.
Well, technically, there's only 7 questions, and usually 4 of them are the same. I really appreciate the teachers that I get and the creators of Zoom for letting me go to school.
You know, normally teachers have kindness and patience, and this job's not easy. And I think even more so now.
To recap, 1, doing Zoom school from the car was get easier than it might have been if it weren't for the other technology that humans have created. 2, it's not just Zoom school that's hard. Also, the schools that are doing it in person, they can be tricky too because of all the rules, like all the new rules, like after you touch something you have to wash it or wash your hands and wear a mask and all those other rules that schools might have. 3, thank you to all the kind, smart teachers out there that made school possible in this tricky pandemic.
Thanks, everybody. Subscribe. And now you can ask Alexa to play us.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.